is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. A happy Sunday morning to all our listeners, to the Guardian Radio family. Welcome to The Press Box. This is your boy Pearly filling in for Naughty again. He's still a little under the weather. And of course, the great one, Stat Boy, is on there with me. How you doing, Stat Boy?
Doing great, Earl of Pearl. Hope you had a great weekend.
Well, it was all right until last night.
Oh, why is that?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes, we will.
But it's so good to be able to say thank you to all our sponsors for being here with us, all our listeners. It's a great Sunday morning. It's a beautiful day outside. So let's get right into it. So what's been going on? Let's you know what? Let's deal with the elephant in the room right away. Big game last night. Wemby stood up as he should. And the Spurs eliminated the Thunder last night in a great basketball game.
Well, first of all, I want to say I told you. But
yes,
let me not be that type of guy.
No, that's all right. Go ahead. Hey, listen, if I had the chance, I'd do it. So get it out, man. Enjoy it.
We got a lot to talk about in terms of like the local front and MLB, of course. And I want to save NBA.
You want to save that?
Let it be a little. Well, yeah, we get to it like in a little bit before the end of the second hour, of course. But yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about it. I went to the sports book last night. I watched it live, and it was a great atmosphere there. And listen, what a game, like you said.
All right, we'll talk about it. Let's get into the home front. What's going on locally?
Well, obviously, thanks to our awesome reporter Sheldon Longley, we have updates on, of course, nationals in soccer. They were set. Windsor and Lyford, they won those again, the girls and the boys. Anatole Rogers, though, they got a crazy upset. I believe it was the junior boys or the senior boys, and they won against one of those schools, and that's historic for them. Government school team to get that thing done. We know Lyford and Windsor, they've really been running things a lot in the school soccer, high school. But props to Anatole Rogers to get that done. They're going to have the Pony Baseball Championships held here. I mean, we already covered a lot of this.
That's coming up this weekend, right?
Yeah,
the 4th to the 7th or something like that.
And it'll be a great tournament. Great to be down here and held here. And that'll be awesome.
I'll go check out a couple of those games. That should be fun to watch.
And that's pretty much it on that for the local front. But yeah, what a game. What a game last night. Now we can get into the NBA. Like it was a great game. A great series. This is one of the best basketball series I've watched in a long, long time. A long time.
It was good. It was good. Wemby, as the leader of the team, he picked up. I mean, Shea tried. Shea balled in the second period. He tried his best. I think he put up 35 points or something like that.
He did, and but we'll discuss it in depth because we do have the MLB to talk about as well. I just remembered.
You want? I was trying to slip over that because my Dodgers lost last night.
But listen, nothing major to worry about. You guys are 37-21, and like we said, y'all are starting to pull away from the pack in that NL West division.
Yeah, and
y'all aren't even playing. I would say like complete baseball, not because of the play style, but because of the injuries you have.
Yeah. Teoscar's out. Kiki Hernandez is out. Glasgow is out. Blake Snell is out. Edwin Diaz out. Right, River Ryan is out.
It feels like the list is never ending, doesn't it?
It's like 13 pitchers and about 4 or 5 regular
players out.
Players are out,
right.
And Teoscar is the key peg in the wheel for the Dodgers. Kiki Hernandez just came back, only made 2 games before he ripped his oblique. So he's going to be out a couple of months. Teoscar is going to be out at least a month. So what it does, it gives Call, who's the backup outfielder, a chance to play. They'll be able to bring up a couple of AAA players to give them an opportunity to get a play. Espinal, a player who we cut, and he got 2 waivers. We brought him right back, and he started on third base last night. So we're hurting when it comes to the team. We're hurting in pitching. We're hurting in play in on-field players. So, but we're managing.
Yeah,
we're managing.
that's what y'all do.
Tanner Scott had his first bad game of the season. Gave up 3 runs last night in the 8th inning to lose the game.
Well, it was.
I mean, he's been untouchable all season. So one bad game doesn't bother me so much. Once he comes back, bounces back, and does well again in the next game.
Right.
But we have the rubber game tonight. So with Philadelphia, we try to take that to win another series.
I think y'all take that as well.
And the good thing about it is the Padres lost, so they gone brown on us last night.
Yep, they're still 4.5 back of you guys. So
yeah. So I mean that was fitting. That was comfortable for me not to worry about that loss last night. I see the Blue Jays lost to the Orioles last night, and I see
what a surprise! Like
they just beat the Rays last night.
That's just upset night last night. And
the
MLB.
The Yankees. So it's like no movement. There was like no movement in the standings at all last night.
Right. So everything
was just that
stays the same.
Yeah. Other than the Braves continue to roll on.
Yep. Then shout out to Mego. Of course, Mego will be joining us in short order to talk about his Braves, hopefully, whenever he gets in. But yeah, the Mariners take back the AL West lead at 30-29, and the Athletics fall. They're 28-30. The White Sox and the Guardians right on each other's tails for that American League Central, in which they seem to be separating from the Twins, the Royals, and the Detroit Tigers. And, of course, the Yankees, 1.5 back of the Tampa Bay Rays, which will be a great finish to that division and a great race all year long, honestly. But, yeah, the Braves, they continue to stock on these wins. They are 40-19, the first MLB team to 40 wins, and they have below 20 losses. The Phillies are now 30-28. The Nationals are 30-29. They in that NL East, and then we have the Marlins and the Mets, who are 26-33 and 25-33, and they're falling by the wayside. The NL Central continues to be a division of death. We have the Brewers at 34 wins, the Cubs at 32 wins, the Pirates at 31 wins, the Cardinals at 30 wins, and the Reds at 29 wins. Everybody in that division competitive. And the Diamondbacks are giving the Padres competition in the All Division Pearly. They're 31-26, 1 game back of the Padres. So that could be very, very interesting.
They'll at the end of the day they'll fail out. This is me. They're playing some good baseball right now, but when the dog days of summer kick in and some injuries start kicking in with them, they'll fail.
Yeah, I feel
but they do have a decent team. I mean, they could be in the run for a while. They could be in the run for the wild card for a while. So I shouldn't say that so much. So
yep, we're gonna see. We have a caller on the line. Let's get this caller, Mr. Producer. This is the press box.
Yeah, stock. All right, go Spurs. Hi, go.
Hey,
what's going on?
Right here, bro. What's up?
Hey, Spurs. Like Mitch Johnson said last night, throw experience out the window. Yeah? You was riding on experience pretty hard, but throw experience out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened, Yambi? That the meaning what he have to fire up the team, the motivation at only 22. But they do the same thing like what they do in Game 6. Come out and punch them in the mouth quick. Because from the game start, the Spurs is then carrying on bad, going up on 11, going 10. But the block on Cornet, when they started to come back, the 2 trees back-to-back from Calvin Johnson, because he wasn't doing nothing. He just come alive in the series. Oh, Fox. Oh, the Aaron Fox. The only man with the Game 7 experience came on dead back. Hungering. I know what's going on to him. He only take 2 shots or 4 shots. He only had 4 points or something like that. He let the team down. He must have settled. He must have settled with the ring last year. And he wasn't worrying about nothing. But Stock, like you say, what a wonderful series, man. The best series in the whole of NBA's history. And now going forward to meet the Knicks. Wow.
And
I
all the
didn't know who was going in
storylines.
that series, boy. But the Knicks with that Russ, and then the Spurs coming right off that game, so I'm still fired up and still lukewarm. But I hope that Russ don't affect the Knicks.
Me neither.
But
It was a
wonderful
great
game,
series.
excellent game last night, gentlemen.
Yep. It was a great game.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
really
Muff, for
was
the
a
call.
great game.
I don't know if
Hey.
I don't know if it's the greatest in the whole history of NBA, because I seen some Boston Lakers game and some serious that may rival that, but it was really good.
Yeah,
sure.
but you little older than me. Around that time, you need exactness. We ain't not talking like that, so I could watch them. You little older than me. You watch them. But I was watching from the 80s. But this finals is a repeat of the 99 finals.
Yep, which is
when
the
it was
last
the Spurs
finals.
and the Knicks. And
Knicks made.
that season was a short season. That was
It
the
was.
referee lockout season, right? And
Exactly. So they only played, I believe, 50 games.
right.
and-
It only started in December or something. The season will start in
Exactly.
December, right? Right. It was a short season, yeah, because the referees them was lockout. But anyhow, you see who won that series? The Spurs.
And I think history will repeat itself again, too.
They do. I with you too, because I think that Russ, the effect, being on laying off for 10 days, boy, and I mean,
And this is a
Spurs
team-
have 2 days, man. If all
and
of
this
their
is-
bench on, like how they bench out score, OKC bench again, boy, hey, Dot was
'Cause-
off. One of my boys was watching the game with me. How Shea was carrying on? I said, yeah, Shea carrying on, Bob, but one man can't beat 8 fellas. Because
You
8
can't.
fellas carrying on bad on the Spurs, and only really Shea is the one that was carrying on bad with OKC. But, yeah, coming up Wednesday, now I can't wait for the excellent series. All right, gentlemen, let someone else get it.
All right, Muff.
Yeah, brother.
Thanks
Take
for the
care.
call, man. Yeah, and we're going to get more in topic and in depth with that topic later on in the show. But, yeah, we're definitely going to have to talk about Chet Holmgren, 100%.
I don't know what happened to him last night.
We have to do a deep dive because I don't know. I've never seen a worse game from first of all, mind you, this year he was an all-star, all defensive first team, and he made the all NBA third team. So we're gonna have to hold Chet to a high standard because that game was abysmal last night. That was atrocious. It was not great, but we'll get into that later on in the
He should
show.
hang his head
Yeah.
down in shame.
Absolutely. And as we know, Pearly, we've got a lot of, great action in the MLB, but we also have the looming contract bargaining agreements coming up in place. And this
Lockout.
is something, that could potentially entail a lockout. So we've got the MLB on ESPN's analyst, Jeff Passan. We got a clip from him detailing the MLBPA negotiations. Mr. Produce, please, and let's hear what he has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man who is certainly worthy of award-winning things in the journalism world.
Oh, yeah, big time.
The face of a generation for a sport that is on a massive climb to maybe the top are they the third largest? Ladies and gentlemen, it'll be on this guy's back, ladies and gentlemen, Jet Pass.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, Jet, how you doing, pal?
Great, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, well, we are fantastic. You sound spectacular. I love the backdrop. I love the suit. I love the tie. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so you just heard there, and today, since our recording with the commish, a lot of information has come out about a proposal that has been placed on the table by MLBPA in their first basic proposal for the negotiation for the CBA. Since we talked to Manfred, has anything changed, and what's your kind of takeaway of everything you just heard there, Jet?
This is a really important time for baseball because we're finally going to get a sense of what the state of play with labor negotiations is. And this is something we've been waiting for a long time. The MLBPA came today with its proposal, and a lot of the things in there were not surprising. They want players to get paid more money. That's obviously a starting point for every negotiation when it comes to a union. But there were a few interesting elements in there. The competitive integrity tax, which essentially would be a floor for teams to spend above, and if they don't, they get penalized in the same way that if you spend above the competitive balance tax, you get penalized for that. You see the increased minimums there, almost doubling the minimum salary, and increasing the competitive balance tax from $244 million base threshold to $300 million. The big one, though, and I think where if the MLBPA wants to avoid a salary cap, the way to do it is through revenue sharing. And in the MLBPA's proposal today, it essentially takes local television money, which is not shared very much right now, and shares about 2/3 of it on top of a base of $50 million equal distribution from all teams. And the idea behind that, and not sharing other local revenue, is so that if teams are winning, people are going to go to their ballparks. And the Players Association wants those teams to be rewarded for going out there, for spending money, for putting competitive teams on the field. So there was a whole suite of things that they came with. But at the end of the day, the really interesting part is going to come tomorrow when, for the first time in 30 years, Major League Baseball is going to propose a salary. And the details of that are going to be the interesting part. What's the revenue split going to be? Would it be 50-50? What's the top end going to be? What's the floor going to be? And more than that, what are they going to offer Major League players in exchange for this thing that they have vehemently opposed the entirety of the existence of the union?
Could be a gigantic pivotal change in a sport that has had something that no other league has been able to maintain. Every players association outside of the Baseball Players Association thinks to themselves, how the hell were they able to negotiate this guy to be able to pay $750 million fully guaranteed over the next 10 years? That's unbelievable. We in the NFL got Deshaun Watson's contract, which was $230 million fully guaranteed, and there was a full celebration that maybe that would become the new norm. It was not, because the league was never going to let that happen. I assume the players are not going to give that up easily. This has been something that their Players Association has probably celebrated for a long time. We assume that that is going to be something that is probably going to be the most difficult to kind of be what holds up the entire negotiation from your front? Or what are your thoughts on what would potentially be the kind of the stopper of why this doesn't get done?
Pat, when you join the Major League Baseball Players Association, there are a few things that you are told. And the chief among them is we do not have a salary cap, and we are never going to have a salary cap. That's something that they take pride in. That's something that is fundamental to their being. And so when Major League Baseball comes to them and says, we want a salary cap system, immediately you are going to see players tomorrow crying no. And they are going to continue on that, which is why all of those other details that are involved in the proposal from Major League Baseball, interesting to see how players respond to that. Because what MLB is hoping, what MLB is banking on, is that they're going to be able to give the players something that gets them off of that position. But you talk with player leaders, those on the executive subcommittee, you talk with veterans who have been in the game for a long time, even the guys who are making a lot of money, and they're saying, no, we like this system as is right now. And baseball has flourished, has gotten to the point where it is under this system. Why would we go and change things? You know, the way they look at it, Pat, is that they feel like the owners want a salary cap right now, not just for the competitive balance issues. And what Rob Manfred said about the ceiling where the Dodgers are at, and the floor where the Miami Marlins are at, and where the Cleveland Guardians are at, and where the lower spending teams are at. Like, that's true. And fans are aggrieved by that in those small and mid markets where they feel like it's not fair, it's not competitive. But what the players believe is that there is a system, there is an in-between that doesn't involve blowing up this structure of the sport that's existed for the entirety of the history of the MLBPA.
Travis Kelce's Guardians are in first place currently, but we do understand what you're saying over the long haul, and we appreciate you coming in here and clarifying everything that's taking place. The MLB players had their proposal today. They'll have their proposal tomorrow. Salary cap potentially enforced, but if not, hopefully a deal will get done before there has to be a work stoppage, because that is terrible and detrimental. You know what isn't terrible and detrimental? This man, Jeff Passan. We appreciate you. Ty Schmidt, the Stars are playing great baseball right now. If there was to be a work stoppage, that would be them just blowing up something that has taken a long time to get to this point, I believe, Ty.
Yeah.
There you have it. Jeff Passan with his reports on the collective bargaining agreements and the MLBPA's proposal for rewards for more revenue and more fan bases at games and rewarding winning baseball, and the salary cap. I mean, I agree with that, Pearly. What say you? Because I think teams should be rewarded if they have winning baseball and more fans in the stands.
No, I agree with that part of it. I don't know if I agree with the salary cap, because I'm a Dodger.
Well, yeah, I get why you say that.
However, I do. If one was to happen, I think the one that they're proposing is a little low. I think they're proposing $240 million
As a salary
as the
cap.
cap, which I think is ridiculous. I think that could be at least 300. And then the basement, if you spend under, I think $170 million or somewhere around there, then there's a fine. I like that because teams like the Marlins and the Brewers and all them who getting away with doing foolishness and don't want to spend money that's profiting needs to pay a fine if they don't want to do it, or needs to be forced to spend some money, which will make baseball more competitive.
I agree with that as well. There should be definitely a fine for teams who don't want to, spend the money to build a competitive team, because free agency builds so much of baseball. Obviously, developing farm talent that goes into it, but you have to spend the money to get guys on your team to build a competitive product. But that's why I also agree with a salary cap, because one team, Dodgers, can't stockpile all the talent and, just have a great team for years to come. That's why I don't even feel like these negotiations would affect y'all, because everything's already in place before that era kicks in. But
they would honor all contracts would be honored as is.
Yeah, but
and what people don't understand is, but the Dodgers got a number 2 farm system in baseball. We've got 5 players in the top 25 in Major League Baseball, and we got another one at 28. We've got 5 We have 5 outfielders. 2 of them right now Major League ready, but they can't break it. So don't be surprised if the Dodgers don't pull off a trade for Blake for Skubal or somebody like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Because we can do it, and it's not that we're not breaking any rules. We're not circumventing any rules. We're playing by the rules.
Y'all are essentially the OKC of baseball in terms of having the talent and the picks and the future, stocks to go and acquire great players, which we'll see what they do this offseason, if they go after a great player or not. But you guys are set, and you guys can make moves at will right now. And a salary cap, I think y'all will be fine with that going forward as a future, because y'all always adapt to the circumstances around you. You're a great organization. But I think this is something that does need to happen for the reason you said, like a team Milwaukee who's winning 90-plus games a year, and they're not even spending money. Like, spend some money, make a competitive product. Don't be cheap. We're not going to reward cheapness. Obviously, with a salary cap, there will likely be a luxury tax as well, should it pass, because you can't go over that limit as well and, just try to stockpile everything. And if you do, you pay a luxury tax. But
there is a luxury tax already that we pay. We pay over $100 million in luxury tax already.
So luxury tax is something in place. Well, forgive me for that. Yeah. I think just, strictly enforcing it more, and introducing a salary cap, I think, is the best thing for baseball, along with what the MLBPA wants as well. I know you're saying, but we have to get with the times. It's 2026, and everybody else in sports has salary cap, and the MLB doesn't. I mean,
and is it really helping? Because look at the Lakers. Because of the salary cap, the Lakers are stuck in baseball. Look at the Dolphins. Because of the salary cap, you can't play players. You cannot. But you play 1 or 2 players and they last you a year or 2 and then they go. I don't agree with the salary cap, period.
The Premier League has had this figured out for a long time, though. Their system's a bit different because they call it fees and loans and that sort of thing. Like, some players for a year, for example, Marcus Rashford this year, he's a Manchester United player and he was on loan to Barcelona and in the La Liga, and it's just for a 1-year loan. Now they have the option, they could buy him permanently, buy his contract, and do that transfer of a certain price. They could, sell him back to Man United. I mean, but the money comes in and the money has to come out so it balances. And I think that's the main thing. Baseball for years has operated without a salary cap, and in recent years, I think it's gonna the narrative around the Dodgers just dominating baseball is gonna make the MLB want to push even more for a salary cap because they want parity in their game, which I get. And some people say, we don't need it, we don't really need to do it. I think it's something that should be done. But I love your idea, Pearly, too, of if you're not gonna spend at the bare minimum level, which would be around $170 million, you get fined.
Yeah.
Because that money has to all out.
And then the next move there is that, like, teams like the Dodgers, who has a super TV contract, will have to share more money with the teams that don't do as well.
Exactly.
So I have a major problem with that. because there's TV revenue sharing. They just need to make it a little fairer. That's all.
I agree. It needs to be fair. Let's get to this first commercial break. This is the press box. Everybody, you got it locked and loaded here. And stay tuned for us right after this commercial break.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind another getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Always on the go? Missed a show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We are back on the press box. We are back. Got it locked and loaded right here. And Pearly, let's finally get into what we've been wanting to get into.
Before you get there, before you go there, let's. There's two major things that happened in sports yesterday that we've been neglected, and you brought up the Premier League, and I thought you would have mentioned it. You know,
that's correct.
PSG beat Arsenal in the Champions League for back-to-back Champions League titles.
And what a final it was. It went to penalties. I actually did catch it live, so everybody forgive me. Yes, that's correct. The Champions League yesterday was a classic. What a game. And PSG repeats as Champions League winners.
Back-to-back.
They won back-to-back Champions League finals. Arsenal, they put up a great fight throughout the game. They had a great early goal from Kai Havertz. An absolute rocket into the top net. And it was looking like Arsenal would park the bus like they like to do. Mikel Arteta, that's his tactics. That's what won them the Premier League title. They had 11 guys in their own third of the field just defending. They played impeccable defense. But later on, players get sloppy, players get tired. They make a mistake. And of course, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner, Ousmane Dembele, steps up for the penalty, absolutely nails it. And then they slug through extra time. They got to penalties, and the misses by Eze and Gabriel they were terrible pens. They were not taken great, and pressure was too tall in a moment like that. You know, Pearly, I have a friend.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Especially that last penalty when it just skied into the top. Yeah, like I have a friend. He's actually an Arsenal and a Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and I warned him, because both your teams could lose tonight, and you don't want to. And both his teams lost, and it's just rough for him. Arsenal, I feel really heartbroken for because they've never won a Champions League, and the wait continues. And just credit to PSG, you know, after Mbappe left, Neymar left, Messi left, you know, that core three, people were questioning what this team could do. And now with the new players, with Vitinha, with Nuno Mendes, with Ousmane Dembele, you know, they've got a great squad over there and back-to-back Champions League winners. So much credit to them and credit to every PSG fan out here in the Bahamas and across the globe. This is your moment, y'all. They're back-to-back winners. Back-to-back is something that the Oklahoma City Thunder could not do, though. As we know, they lost 111-103 last night to the San Antonio Spurs.
You quick run into that. I did tell you it was two things, right?
Well, go ahead. Yep.
So, in French Open yesterday, there was a major upset with the number 4 Coco Gauff losing to Anastasia, I think it's Potapova.
She's number 28,
4-7-6-6-4.
Wow.
I was shocked. I was shocked.
In 3 sets.
Let's take the women go 3 sets. They go 2 out of 3.
Okay.
But I was shocked. She won the first set 6-4. I said, okay, this is good. She can finish this girl.
Right.
The girl took her 7-6 in the next set. And then after that, it was like Coco made so many mistakes. So many unforced.
I will have to watch highlights on that game. It sounds like it was a great tennis match, though.
It was. And
Coco lost to that girl. Wow.
Then the next one is, you know, I love Naomi Osaka. She won last night 7-6. She won 7-6, 6-7, 6-4.
There you go.
So she did well last night. But she's only ranked number 16. I thought she would have been ranked higher.
Agreed. This is Naomi Osaka we're talking about.
Yeah, the black Japanese girl. But she playing for the guy.
Despite all the, you know, breaks she's taken and, you know, dealing with her mental health and dealing with her health issues and all that sort of stuff, she's back now and female tennis player. She's right up there with Coco.
She is.
I'm surprised Coco lost that. I'll definitely have to check that out because I didn't know the French Open. So pardon me for all the tennis aficionados out there who might be listening. I'm not as in depth with you guys, but I will be sure to check it out because you know I love all sports. Can we get to what we want to talk about now?
Now we can get to what
we want to talk about everything, but I really want to get to this. I want to shout out my mom, MJ, who holds it down every week on Talking Heads. Her Spurs, for the first time in 12 years, are back where they're supposed to be in the NBA Finals. It was a great game last night, 111-103, a hard-fought game throughout by both teams. We have to tip our caps to the Thunder, first of all, because I want to dog on them, but these are the defending champions. They took the Spurs 7 games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he did what he does. Caruso didn't shoot the greatest, but he was still producing off the bench, just as Jalen Williams, not J-Dub, who's his running mate, but Jalen Williams, number 6, the center, Jared McCain. And, you know, these guys really stepped up, Case and Wallace, but it just was not enough. And the San Antonio Spurs, off the back of Victor Wembanyama, are finals again. What a series. Pearly, what was your thoughts on the game?
You made a statement that has me a bit concerned.
Which was?
The Spurs exactly where they're supposed to be. But have you jumped ship? Are you now, as mommy has that kind of effect on you that you jump ship?
I will never jump ship from my LA Lakers. Never. But this is how you rebuild a team, Pearly. This is how you properly do it. When we get rid of certain boydom, we'll be able to do the same thing. But
I'm not disputing that. It's just these words that they're back where they're supposed to be. Like you expect, you miss them being in the playoffs.
Well, first of all, I do, because the reason why I do miss the Spurs in the playoffs is they bring that competitiveness and they bring that team basketball that you want to see out of teams. You know, the Lakers have done it historically, the Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics, even though I hate them, so I'll never give them credit, but I'll give them that little ounce of respect. And the Spurs, it's been a long time coming. I mean, the competition, the team basketball that they bring to the playoffs is something that's been missed to see. My mom's team, so whenever my team isn't doing too great, I have a team that I'm going to pull for because that's my other birthright. That's just how it goes. It's just how it goes.
I could hear the fear in your talk.
Ain't no fear in my talk. Everything I'm saying is exactly what it is. But we have to really look at Chet Holmgren's performance too, because Pearly, I don't know what you saw, but I saw somebody. I don't even want to say quit. I really don't want to say that, but you shot 2 times. You hit 2 out of 4 free throws for 4 points in 33 minutes of action. I
think he was thinking back on that time he had you in the Bahamas in the back seat of the taxi cab. That's all I could think.
Ready to come back down here for vacation. Because this is a guy who is his agents are going to go negotiate with Oklahoma City front office and ask for big bucks off the back of being an all-star, all-defensive first team, and all-NBA third team. We want to command big-time money. But if I'm the Thunder, we're looking at seriously like negotiating that to where it's more team-friendly. Because to have 4 points and 4 rebounds in 33 minutes of action in a Game 7 last night, and you're at home, and you're about to go back to your second straight finals in a row if you can win this game, he did not step up how he's supposed to. Knowing that Jalen Williams is hurt, you have to do more for your team, and he severely underperformed in my eyes. I don't know if Devin Vassell took his soul. I don't know what happened to this guy, but that is not the performance you can have as somebody who's going to be looked at as a top maybe 5, top 10 big man in this game. You absolutely cannot play that way. You just can't.
If he had scored his average, they would probably won.
Exactly. They lost by 8 points.
Yep.
They lost by 8 points, and I can't understand how you have a performance like that. I just don't get it. I mean, Pearly, I don't know what you saw.
I cannot say his first time playoff nerves, because he's a defending champ. So I don't know what it is. All I can say is he was thinking about getting into the Bahamas a couple of days too early.
Way too early. A couple weeks too early.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks too early in my eyes. As we know, Pearly, you've been rolling with the Knicks, but now that they have the Spurs, what do you think the outcome of the series will be?
I really think the Knicks could win this, Nobody can believe me. I'd probably be the lone wolf, but I really believe the Knicks could win this.
Pearly, listen.
I think the Spurs championship was won last night.
No, I can't say all of that. I can't certainly say that. No. Because, again, this team is very battle-tested. They just went through the defending champions. But the Knicks have been playing top-class ball. They've been playing
top-class ball.
Where has
the Spurs been battle-tested? This is the Spurs' first run.
Agreed.
I don't know if that's bad. I think the Knicks tested.
I'm saying that they just went through the defending NBA champions, Pearly. That's why I'm saying that.
All right. All right.
Like, I mean, it's a lot of similarities, too, to New England of last year. Their first playoff run back, and they get, some favorable matchups, and they're able to go back to the Super Bowl. I get what you're saying. But it's not like the New York Knicks are on that Seattle level, at least in my eyes, that they're not.
The Knicks are a really good team.
I'm not disputing that at all. I think this is going to be
them to make it to the finals from the beginning of the season.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you could tell because Tatum was never going to be fully healthy for the season. Tyrese is out, so they get some fortunate breaks. But I think the Knicks have had a run like this coming. Mike Brown unlocked that team offensively for sure because they're scoring points like it's nothing. But how do you think this series is going to go? Like, do the Knicks win in 6? Do the Knicks win in 5? Do you think it ends in the Garden or in San Antonio? Because
I think if the Knicks have to win it, they have to win it in 6. If it goes 7, then San Antonio takes it.
That's fair. That's fair and respectable. At least, you have San Antonio, their loss. As we know, Stephen A. Smith, probably the biggest loudmouthed, obnoxious, abrasive Knicks fan to ever grace the earth. He's got his early prediction for the Knicks and Spurs NBA Finals matchup. Mr. Producer, let's get to that clip.
San Antonio entered the season as one of the league's youngest teams. Led by a 7-foot alien, the Men in Black finished with the second-best record in the association and are proving to be perhaps among the most formidable in the league. Now, the Spurs are making their first NBA Finals appearance since 2014 and doing so with a lot of talent and a little faith. I mean, it never hurts to have divine intervention on your side when you're taking on the defending champs. San Antonio is looking for their 6th NBA title. So now the best-kept secret in the universe embarks on the journey. Here come the Men in Black. And let's take a look at how they got there. First round, taking on the Trailblazers. Victor Wembanyama making his playoff debut. He had 35 points in Game 1. That passed Tim Duncan for a new franchise record. Spurs dominated the Blazers in Game 5, defeating the Blazers 4-1 conference semis for the first time since 2017, where they took on the Timberwolves. Now, Spurs up 2-1 in the series, but Game 4, Wemby elbows Naz Reid in the face, issued a flagrant 2 foul, earned his first career ejection, and unsurprisingly, the Spurs lost the game. Wemby did bounce back in Game 5 with 27, 17, and 5, and 3 blocks, leading the Spurs to a victory. Game 6, Spurs dominated the Tibbies, 30-point win to close out the series. 4-2 in the series, and San Antonio advances to the Western Conference Finals for the 15th time in franchise history, where they take on the defending champ Oklahoma City Thunder. Game 1, Wemby had a night to remember. He exploded 41 points and 24 rebounds, an otherworldly stat line, sealing the game with a pair of dunks. The Spurs won 122-115 in double overtime, giving the Thunder their first playoff loss this season. In Game 6, Spurs trailing in the series. In a must-win game for the Spurs, Wemby continued to be dominant. The third quarter, Spurs went on a 20-0 run to take control of the game. They'd force a Game 7. Fourth quarter, Wemby knocks down the step back. He had 22 points and 7 rebounds. Spurs up 9 there, under 7 minutes left in the fourth. Wemby on the bench with his 5th foul. Isaiah Hartenstein blocked by Luke Cornett, in a block that some might call generational, Trev. Cornett, huge stop at the rim. Wemby is pumped. And off the miss, Stephon Castle there for the putback. Spurs win 111-103, advancing the finals for the first time since 2014.
Stephen A. back with us now. The NBA Finals is set, big dog. Spurs, Knicks, history of the Knicks against the future, potentially. What are your first thoughts on this here matchup?
Well, your first thoughts is that, you've got a poised New York Knicks team, winners of 11 straight playoff games by an average of 23.8 points, simply annihilating the competition over the last 11 games or so, outscoring them by 262 points. This is what you're talking about when you talk about the New York Knicks. You're talking about one of the great players in the game today in Jalen Brunson, a guy in Karl Anthony Towns that's a facilitator and a sniper from long range, with guys like OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and others who know their roles and have played it exceptionally well, and Mike Brown, who's a championship-tested coach, is a man that's got 2 rings as an assistant coach. He's coached in an NBA Finals before, and you know that he knows what he's doing. And so you know that the New York Knicks, back in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, are primed and ready and rested to go. I've got a bit of trepidation, a little concern, because Mitchell Robinson, their backup big at 7 feet, 245 pounds, somehow, some way managed to break his pinky during the week off or so that he's had. Don't get me started with that. But in the end, going against the San Antonio Spurs, their inexperience is something that the New York Knicks can try and lead on. But the reality is they got a 7'5" alien by the name of Victor Wembanyama from France, who is all world. And he showed up in this postseason and let everybody know who he is. And by the way, his supporting cast ain't shabby at all. Experienced in Harrison Barnes, a champion, and De'Aaron Fox, who's been in Game 7s before. Young studs like Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell. These guys are what they bring to the table, along with Kelton Johnson. They got a lot of weapons, and Champagnie. They got a lot of weapons. They can win the championship. They're going to be the favorites to win the championship, but I'm not counting the New York Knicks out by a long shot.
Okay, so are we picking the Knicks, though? I just want to make sure for the people. Are you ready to make that pick?
Me, I am.
Okay.
Me, I am. But I, in good faith, I'm an honest broker. I have to sit up there and acknowledge that the San Antonio Spurs have been the better team during the regular season. They finished with 62 wins. They are justified to be the favorites to win this championship, considering the fact that they were in the better conference, and they obviously had tougher competition in the conference finals going up against OKC. But damn it, I ain't jumping off the ship with my New York Knicks. If there's a way, they will find it. I believe in Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns and the crew, and I'm sticking with the Knicks as always.
Sticking with the orange and blue sky, Stephen A. We appreciate
That's
it as
right.
always, sir.
You know it.
There you have it. I didn't expect anything different from Stephen A. on that prediction, Pearly. But
I'm riding with Stephen A. I'm riding with Stephen A.
It's too early to get into hypotheticals and what could happen if this happens, that's that, and the third. Let's say the Spurs win this series, Pearly. Do you think that them going through the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have been to the conference finals 2 years in a row prior, do you think that the Spurs beating the Oklahoma City Thunder in the conference finals, the defending champions, do you think those level of competition could play an edge over the Knicks, who haven't really had that much of a run this playoffs? Or do you think it's different?
It could be both. It could give them the confidence that, hey, we didn't beat two big teams. We beat Minnesota and we beat teams that have been to the Western Conference Final. We beat the defending world champs. Who have been us. We went through all these guys. We have the confidence on top of the world. It could also, because they're young, bring a sense of cockiness there, and they think and take the Knicks for granted. And the next thing they down 3-0 and trying to figure out how to get back into the series.
That's fair.
So, you got it. So it depends. This is all about the coaching right now, and how he calms them, and how he feeds off their confidence, and make sure it doesn't get over into cockiness. That's my opinion on it. The Knicks has nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose.
Because especially considering, like you said about the coaching, Mitch Johnson has been incredible this season, and he's been with the Spurs organization for a very long time. But this is his first run, along with a bulk of the players' first run for the Spurs. Mike Brown has been to the finals with the Warriors as an assistant many times and won many rings. He also took LeBron and the Cavs to the finals in 2007 as the head coach of that team, which a lot of people, that wasn't really this talented team or whatever. He coached them there. So he's got a ton of experience under his belt. And I feel like when you look at these two teams, the Knicks, like you said in the past, and I got to give credit to you, they've been battle-tested through the past few years in terms of losing to East champions Miami in 2023. They lost to the Pacers last year in the conference finals. In 2024, I can't quite remember. They lost to the Pacers as well. In the second, they've been battle-tested against the class of the East, and now they are the class of the Eastern Conference. And to me, that is going to play into how they play into this series for sure. I expect Jalen Brunson to have a great series because he's approaching top Knicks of all time. I mean, that's a convo we'll have to really sit and have. But if Jalen Brunson can get this done, he's going to have to be moved into serious conversations with his legacy and Knicks all-time greatness. Because this is
considering where he came from, and he wasn't rated where he was, and the Knicks made him a superstar.
Exactly, and a lot of people back in the day were questioning why to spend that big money on him, and now he's proving everybody wrong, and he's telling everybody, "Hey, look, I'm showing you." He took that pay cut for them to be able to keep Josh Hart, and to add Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, and this is his second finals trip as well. So Mikal, as a veteran, could even offer some insight and experience onto what to approach differently compared to his Sun series when they lost to the Bucks back in 2021. That was 5 years ago now. Wow. And so this looks to be a great final series to me. I can't wait for it. I'm excited for it. You know who I'm rolling with. But these things like that, these nuances, because I really think this year, this is the Spurs' first run. But inexperience hasn't stopped them at all. I mean, offer your thoughts, because they've won, and they've continued to win in the face of all adversity.
They've played like a really mature team. I can't believe Wemby's 22 and looks like he's been in the league 8-10 years.
Right?
The leadership that he brings, I got to give the credit. The leadership that he brings is unprecedented.
And it's scary to me. Go ahead.
It's scary because if they were to win now, they could easily be in a few short years. I could see them being in a couple back-to-back, or at least being in the money every year over the next 10 years.
I think them and Oklahoma City are going to be, and I'm going to throw in teams like Minnesota and the Lakers, because obviously our Lakers, we're going to rebuild. We already know what we're doing. Minnesota, they're a few pieces away every year, though, because, they go to the second round. They go to the conference finals. They play incredible defensive basketball, especially in the postseason. They turn it up a notch. Speaking of the Timberwolves, they just dropped some new jerseys as well. They brought the modern throwbacks back, which was a great move. Y'all could go check that out. Those uniforms look amazing. And the Timberwolves always a few pieces away. The Lakers, we're going to retool and add some pieces because certain Boydum looks to be gone out of LA. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything considered. But I really think that this Oklahoma City team and this San Antonio team, they'll be dueling for the next decade or so, just like our Lakers and the Spurs in the 2000s. That's how I feel.
It depends on what teams like the Lakers do, but those two teams will always be in the money for sure. It just depends on whether the Lakers will develop, and because of the Lakers' history and as a franchise,
right? Like
they'll
we'll
always
always
find a
attract
way to
free
rebuild.
agents. Exactly. Free agents will always want to come play on the West Coast in the sunny weather, the culture of the city, and play for a big name team like the Lakers.
Yeah.
Here's another interesting take before we get into this break. Pearly, do you think now that with the Thunder losing this series, do you think it's possible? I'm not been hearing much rumblings on it, but it's safe to say that Giannis Antetokounmpo is done in Milwaukee. Do you think with the draft capital that Oklahoma City has stockpiled, they make a splash move to capitalize on this and they add that two-time MVP to go along with their two-time MVP and pretty much become the new Warriors of this decade and almost ruin basketball, so to speak, as some fans would say? But do you think there's a possibility they can make that move to land the Greek Freak out there in Oklahoma City?
I'm not hearing any talks about it, but because they got so much draft capital, some article, I read an article yesterday that said the Heat's offer, I can't remember what they're offering, so don't ask me. But
I believe it was Tyler Hero and a lot of picks. And I think Jaime Jaquez, the young Latino guard out there in Miami from, I believe it was UCLA, because his sister played at UCLA too. He's a solid guard. But yet, the Heat, they offer the scenic, atmosphere that Giannis wants, the sunny weather down there on the East Coast, down in the 305. But they're not going to win they're not going to win a title no time soon.
And the problem with the Lakers is we don't have enough to offer them.
Exactly. That's why I'm like really thinking Oklahoma City. Do they use of building young, building through the draft and retooling and coming back next year, do it all over again? Or do they make this splash move to add young? Because they need some paint presence, even though they do have it in Hartenstein. Chet in the playoffs, the series defensively just got.
He did. And that's all I can say is he did.
I'm thinking a guy like Giannis, you get him in there, who's been a defensive player of the year, who's been a champion, a finals MVP, a two-time MVP, along with Shea. Adding those two together, it'll, in my opinion, you'll automatically rise up if you win a title into the, you have the KD and Curry duo, the LeBron and D-Wade duo. We're not going to talk about, Shaq and Kobe yet or Jordan and Pippen yet. Those are duos that you just can't touch. But those sort of duos of that ilk, because even Shea and J-Dub last year had a great run as a playoff duo. But, I mean, if you add Giannis with J-Dub coming back healthy, boy.
Is this a stat boy? Is this a stat boy proposition, or have you heard this somewhere?
No, I've been hearing rumblings, and not crazy enough like the Heat or even like a team like the Celtics who are pursuing Giannis, which that would be crazy too if Boston can land him. I would hate that. But like I'm saying, based on the teams who are being swirled around in the Giannis rumors, the Thunder definitely have the best packages, not even just packages to go get him because they have so much draft capital stockpiled. Really interesting, really quickly. I mean, I don't know if the move happens, but if that move happens, obviously I think they're due to win another 2 championships at least.
If they get him, you might as well tell San Antonio you need to sign one more player.
They're going to have to. At that point, they're absolutely going to have to. I even, this series, thought they could need some big help because Kornet at times just wasn't cutting it against Hartenstein, but Game 7, he proved me wrong. That clutch block to stop that run, boy, that's something that will be replayed in San Antonio for years to come. So let's get to this next break. This is the Press Box. You got it locked and loaded every Sunday. Let's get to this commercial break. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Budgeting and saving? Yes. Investing? Check. But what if you could do more? With an RF brokerage account, you can get priority access to local investment opportunities right as they come to the market. Never miss a bond or new share offering again. Plus, you can house all your investments in one place and benefit from expert investment advice. Contact us at brokerage@rfgroup.com to start doing more today. Some conditions apply. RF, money at work.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk. Hey.
And we're back. Press box here on Sunday afternoon. Now Sunday afternoon. Your boy Pearly in the house with Stat Boy. Stat Boy, just before we get into the NFL, you saw the prices for those tickets to the NBA Finals?
I haven't. What's the prices looking like?
Just to get in the door. It's $2,000 to get in the door.
Oh my goodness! I thought you were going to say like around 1,500 to 1,000. 2,000 to get in
the door. That means you're sitting in the rafters.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't even know how they're going to sell out at that rate. I mean, you have a lot of people who are saved up, but I know New York will be sold out. But San Antonio, man, just to get, is this for the Garden or for the entire final?
Actually, let me see if I can find it again, because I was looking at it and just killing myself laughing because I couldn't believe it. But no, they showed prices for each game would get in the door price. They didn't give you the full price on everything else.
Okay.
But they give you the get in the door price. Where is it? And it's like $2,000. It's $2,000. Oh, here we go. Game 1 is $2,015 at Spurs. Game 2 at Spurs is $2,430. Gets better. Game 3 at Knicks is $4,011.
Yeah, sorry. No.
Game 4 is $3,700 to get in. Back to the Spurs is $3,000. If it goes 6, $5,200 to get in the door.
These prices, man. I don't know how they expect fans to show up.
The most expensive ticket to Game 6 for New York is $5,200. So that means the cheapest ticket is $5,200. So you think the most expensive ticket can be?
The most expensive? Oh man! If we're talking courtside, that's the celebrities already got that. So that could be like anywhere from 20,000, 40,000. I feel like, but like for average, it's going to skyrocket to maybe 10,000, and that people can't afford that.
No.
People cannot afford that. This is New York we're talking about.
Some people cannot afford that.
Yeah, some can, but the majority cannot. So I don't even know why they would think to make the prices that exorbitantly high. You know, inflation.
Because they're going to sell out. They're going to sell out and they're going to make millions.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But if I was living in the city of San Antonio or New York, I would support from home or a fan venue outside of the arena. I'm sorry, I could not do it.
That's what they're going to do. Though. That's why the bar's going to all be stock, pull right up. Yeah. Home is going to have watch parties. It's going to be great.
And here's another thing, Pearly. If it goes 6 games in the morning at MetLife Stadium, France will play, I think, their first World Cup game. That's in MetLife. Later that night in New York is going to be Knicks Spurs game 6 of the finals in the Garden. So the subway stations, the transit, all of that could be completely overridden for that day. That's June 16th. That could become one of the craziest things you'll ever see in sports. Because I don't know how New York is going to handle that. You got over there in MetLife in East Rutherford, New Jersey. You got France kicking off their World Cup.
MetLife, the drive is that's outside the city, so it won't be that much of an effect. It'll be more effect on traffic coming out of GWA and all that.
Right, exactly. That could be one of the craziest things we see. And of course, New York and New Jersey, that area, that city's going to be on fire that day.
Oh yeah,
completely on fire. And we're entering one of the best times of sports because the World Cup is fastly approaching.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be amazing, and we're definitely gonna touch on that when it's here, because right around the corner now. And the finals are. You got Brazil?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Brazil.
Oh come on, just go with La Roja, man. Come on, Spain's got you. We'll welcome you with open arms. Spain is going to get this thing done. Come on. And Lamine again. Come on now. But let's get into the NFL. Of course, what's the reports with your Dolphins? Anything new? Do we have Pearly? Has Pearly dropped off?
Oh no, I'm here. I'm right here. Sorry about that. They had OTAs this week.
Yes, they did.
Where the media was allowed in this week. So I saw an article. Malik Willis leaves more questions than answers. Then when I read the article, it's like his arm is impressive. They were very impressed with his arm, but they know that the chemistry with him and the wide receivers up to develop, but that comes over time. He's playing with every one of the wide receivers for the first time except one. So when I saw that, I was like, come on, man, y'all really being fair to Dick Brother. But other than that, OTAs went well. The 11-on-11 was non-contact with just passing game. So the defense, Chuck Robinson, had 2 sacks.
There you go.
But you ain't touching, you ain't tackling, and you're not wearing gear or nothing like that. So it was just and it's it's a pass, so you could tee off. So it gave the defense time to work on some swim moves and spin moves and all that stuff.
Things of that nature. Yeah. Speaking on my Ravens, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm gonna hear about your Ravens.
Well, we've got 10 OTA standouts thus far through week 2 of the OTAs. We've got Jalen Hawkins, who's new to the secondary. He's been a standout. Got Trey Hendrickson, of course, on that list. We've got interior linebacker Jay Higgins IV. This is a new guy, an undrafted free agent last year, and he's looking to make another step forward in his second season and get to that roster. We have running back Justice Hill, who's been a standout through the OTAs. He's going to make the roster. He's been a reliable utility guy for us. Obviously, the best let me not say the best quarterback, but my favorite quarterback, and who I would argue as the best among anybody, Lamar. He's arrived at OTAs this week, bounced back from an interception from Nate Wiggins, who's been a standout as well. He's acclimating himself with Declan Doyle's new offense, and he landed a couple strikes to Devontae Walker and Zay Flowers to convert some third and long situations. So I'm excited for QB to be back this year. We've got quarterback Keon Martin, who's been a standout, looking to get to the main roster, the 53-man. We've got Elijah Surratt. That's who we picked up from Indiana, the wide receiver who I mentioned last. Is looking like a solid pickup, and I'm excited to have him. Played with a great quarterback like Mendoza in college. Now you level it up. You play with Lamar Jackson. Devontae Walker, another receiver we got a couple of years ago. Tall, speedy guy looking to continue to make leaps in his game. Nate Wiggins, who obviously, like I said, got the interception on Lamar in OTAs and has been looking great and can step up as maybe even cornerback 1 for us this season depending on how Marlon Humphrey performs. And last but certainly not least, our edge rusher, Zion Young, the young player. He is looking to make another leap in his career. Tough player to move off the line of scrimmage, and it's been fun to watch him in OTAs. So those are the 10 that we have. They've been great for us. Of course, we got to sprinkle in a little bit of Cowboys report. Shout out to the head Hefe, to my dad, everybody, the man who makes this thing go. Naughty. Everybody show him love. He's a little bit under the weather. Dallas, Bland is working to find his top form in 2026. You know, Deron Bland is looking great. They broke down the schedule with Washington, especially because that's going to be a rivalry team that, you know, could be a thorn in the side. Obviously, Philadelphia as well, but we're monitoring the A.J. Brown situation. I think Dallas is going to bounce back from that 7-9.
Think so? Yeah, probably 8 and 10.
Oh, come on now.
I mean,
you don't play 18 games to go 8 and 10.
Sorry, 8 and 8.
Yeah, you don't play 18 games to go that early. But yeah,
probably 8 and 8, or maybe 10 and 7.
I mean, I think that
I don't see a 12 and 5 there. I don't see a 12 and 5, even though Naughty feels that I don't see 12 and 5.
That's fair, but I could see 10 and 7 for this Cowboys team. I could see a possible 11 and 6 as well. I'm not even trying to be biased. Now 12 wins, that's a little bit different. I'd have around the same if injuries hit them and certain things don't work out, but I think they're going to be great. Devon Overshown is looking great. Doc is looking to bounce back this year and have another solid year. I think Dallas could be a real threat in that division. A team that a lot of people haven't really talked about, though, who have been performing, is the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we'll get into that clip in a little bit, but we got some callers on the line, so let's let these callers through. This is the press box.
Hey, Pearly, Stat Boy.
What's going on, man?
What's good?
Man. I listened to you earlier about the potential Oklahoma City trade for Giannis. And I've been hearing the same thing in the NBA circles as well with regards to Chet. They say Chet letting them down, man. So
he is.
Chet, along with maybe a few other them players and some draft picks, they got the best potential to receive Giannis. They got the best chance to get Giannis, man.
They get the most assets, yeah.
Exactly, and that would be troublesome for the NBA. I
Yeah,
think Giannis
yeah.
will bring that whole flopping culture on. You understand what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. Flop
Caruso's still there, especially. Caruso's a tough player, man.
Yeah, and they can keep him. They're not going to let him go.
I didn't let Caruso go. I'm mad the Lakers let Caruso go, man.
Every
let
game,
a lot of
even
good players go who performing in the playoffs this year now.
listening to LeBron to get that fella to come play with us who was a waste of our time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Braves too, man. See, we first to 48.
Yes, very good, very impressive. My son is very happy. He's a huge Brave fan. But still got to get past us.
Anyway, but y'all, man, you want to see our setup people? We got two closers, you know.
We got two closers too. When I heard one come back.
All right. You can see how it go early. Y'all have a good one, man.
Big a buck. I'm sure the Braves and the Dodgers are probably getting a buck in one round of the playoff. Yeah.
Sure of that.
All right, brother.
All right, have a good one.
Take care now. Do we have another caller, Star Boy, or that's it?
That's what I heard from the producer. Do we have another caller?
Star Boy.
Caller. Mom, what's up?
Star Boy, don't try that, but Giannis coming to Miami, boy. Don't try that. And I've been here, I hear some commentators saying someone paid $58,000 for 2 courtside seats. $58,000.
Wow.
And Pearly, I agree with you too.
Yeah.
If they win this, they could become a dynasty with only Barnes, the oldest one, turned 34 yesterday on his birthday. And like everyone else probably under 28. And I agree to something else with Starks too, about coaching. Because in the first half, the offensive rebounds, San Antonio had 1 and OKC had 8 or 9. In the second half, OKC had 1 and San Antonio had but 9. And they had like 4 offensive rebounds on 1 possession and still didn't make the shot. So whatever the coach tell them at halftime, they turned that completely around. And then talking with the referees standing right there. Fox is out of bounds, man. Fox step on the line. The referee stand up right there. I know, they must need glasses or something. And I don't know what New York is. They said last night too. So the referees them in New York or New Jersey. So I don't see why they don't call the referees with an earpiece or tell them something like that they on the line or something like that. But
the replay monitor.
Right. And then I believe they could put Castle on Bronson. You see how Castle is carrying on with that demeanor. They could put him on Bronson. And Julian, Julian Champetty was carrying on bad last night. They got to try hold him down. They must have to put Jennings or something on him or something like that. But Towns up against Yambi, boy, look here.
Good matchup. Good matchup.
Good matchup. Good matchup. And then MJ, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Now let's see if you all can carry it all the way. All right, gentlemen.
All right,
Bobby.
much appreciated. Yep. Hey, that series is going to be a heck of a series, man. I can't wait for the finals.
I can't
wait. A team that a lot of people have not been talking about this year, though, Pearly, in the NFL this offseason, and they had 13 wins, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this team went 13-4. They lost a tough heartbreaker to the Bills in the wild card round of the opener, but this team showed a lot of promise and a lot of growth. And so we have Don Orlovsky and his take on Trevor Lawrence and what he has to do this season to continue, making that progression. So let's get to that clip, Mr. Producer.
Okay.
Where, he, BT, Parker, Jacoby specifically, they all really know what each other are doing, right? And what on each concept, the spacing and areas of what those guys can do at a high level. What are some of the weaknesses to be able to throw to each player a little bit differently? Not every guy is going to run the route the exact same way.
This year to have the system down, a bunch of guys that have played together. Obviously, there's a few new pieces, but majority of us really, we can focus on talking about all the details of each route and being able to do stuff like that and just improve the offense, not just completely, all right, just do the same thing, trying to see what is better and making some tweaks.
Okay, wait. We got to clear something up. So Dan just said that when he saw that, he thought that Trevor had gotten a haircut, so they duped you.
With
they
the
got
schedule
release
video. Oh my gosh, he actually got a cut.
You thought that he would get that haircut that they had?
I thought
if
so,
we can
yeah.
pull a photo of that.
And then I guess it was a wig?
It was a wig.
Multiple wigs?
It's multiple wigs.
Yeah, they had me.
I'll take that over AI.
I was like, oh, you got a cut. Good for him.
Man. It's not shocking that Dan thought Gullible was also written on the ceiling. Trevor Lawrence looked to take a big step forward last season. Do you think he can elevate this offense again this season?
He has to. Trevor hasn't put together two really good seasons. I think in 22 was his first and best breakout year, and then 23 it was just okay. Last year, phenomenal season, and again, he's going to need Brian Thomas Jr. to take a massive step forward, okay? So if we go back to 2024 and Brian Thomas Jr., you're talking about a stat line that had 133 targets, 87 catches, almost 1,300 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Led the NFL, okay? Third in the NFL, excuse me. You go to last year, 91 targets. So we're talking almost 50 targets less, only 48 catches for 700 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a massive drop-off. And so I'm high on Jacksonville, but I'm high on Jacksonville because I sit there and I go, too talented of a quarterback and too talented of a receiver to repeat 2025's stat line. We talked about their connection, the chemistry throughout the season. Both those guys, Trevor's got to do it again. Brian Thomas Jr.'s got to get back to that 2024 form.
I think your point about BTJ is astute because when you think about Trevor and when he's at his best, it's with a player like that. Yeah. The second half of last season, Trevor was a top 3 quarterback by just however you slice it. He was also third in average depth of target. He was pushing the ball downfield much more than earlier in the season. And he needs a deep threat in order to do that. But the other thing I'll say this is I expect the Jags offense this coming year to use way more multiple tight end sets. They drafted a tight end, Nate Berkacher, in the second round, who's a blocker. I think Brenton Strange is a very good tight end. And when you have 12 or 13 personnel, you can win outside and win deep. To really unlock that offense, that's BTJ, right? Jacoby Myers is so great working over the middle field. Parker Washington, awesome yards after the catch. Yeah. But BTJ is kind of alone in having that skill set that I think really takes this offense to the next level.
And if they're going to go heavy personnel with the 2 and 3 tight end packages, that one receiver's got to be that guy. He's got to be the guy to take advantage of
They need a burner. They need someone who can win downfield.
100%. He's got to be the guy who wins the one-on-ones, or no one's scared of your 2 and 3 tight end package.
Would you feel better about Trevor Lawrence if he cut his hair?
No, I think Trevor's sticking to that hair for as long as he has proves it says to me like he's unbelievably confident in who he is and he doesn't care what people think.
I think it would really scare everybody if he actually cut it.
I
can't believe
100%
like
thought it was
the
real.
lack of reaction from you thinking it was a real cut. All right, time for one more thing before we go. Travis Kelce's beer chug got us thinking. Let's flash it back to Dan's early years on NFL Live. He had a chugging competition. What were you drinking there? Ooh, Adam,
remember this.
Shefty had to peel out there for a minute. Now you guys are chugging water.
Yeah.
Adam got most of it on. Okay, so we did side by side.
Yeah, that's
milk.
That's tough for Adam.
Oh, you won though, Dan. You chugged that milk faster than Travis.
How about that, man? Yep.
I would say I am not a chugger, but I would say that chugging milk is probably worse than beer.
Oh,
I don't.
disgusting.
Chocolate milk?
Yeah.
Nah, give me chocolate milk all day.
Ew.
All day.
That actually makes me sick to my stomach.
Chocolate milk? Regular milk is gross.
Chugging chocolate milk. That's drinking
Right,
chocolate
just
milk.
take a sip of it. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about, chugging chocolate milk or none of that. But, Burley, what do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars could do this season? You think they improve on that 13 wins? Do they regress slightly? Do they still make the playoffs? How do you think they'll turn out?
I don't think they'll win 13. I think they'll be probably 11 or 12 win team. If they can match, if Trevor Lawrence can match this year what he did this year, Jacksonville Jaguars will be a team to look out for.
I agree as well, because last year, I mean, it was just, really unfortunate. Bills were on a heater, and they faced them. But that team, to win those 13 games and to win the South again, Liam Cohen's got something special building down there in Jacksonville for sure.
Yeah, he does.
I really do think so. And that entire conference is going to be a conference to watch. I feel like that's the best conference in football. Me personally, the NFC is great, but AFC's has got it different over there. And that team last year, that growth they had, because I believe they were 4-13 in 2024.
But they had a lot of injuries. They had a lot of injuries in 24.
Yep, and then they had a 9-game turnaround to get to 13-4. Just unfortunate luck of the draw. Lawrence had a bad interception late, but I think he'll continue to improve and continue to grow. And I think
he can stay healthy. If he could just stay healthy, I think that'll be a factor.
He's been nixed a lot with injuries over his career and over the last couple of years, but stayed healthy last year. Was a solid player. And I hear that Travis Hunter is going to fully commit to cornerback this season. The standout Heisman winner. You think he'll do it, or you think he'll play both again?
I think he needs to. I think if he does play any wide receiver, I think he should only be on third down or 1 or 2 plays like that. But I think takes away from him the energy-wise in terms of him playing both sides of the ball and then being effective in the fourth cornerback.
Agreed. Fully agreed. You're going to need him. You got to pick a side when you get to the big leagues, in my opinion. Dion did it sparingly. A couple other guys did it sparingly, but it's nothing that you can maintain, in my opinion.
Come on, the way the league is, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. You exert more energy on every play than they did in the past. So, no, I don't think you can.
Yeah, you got to pick a side to me. I think he's better suited to play cornerback than to play receiver. Not that he's a bad receiver, but I think because you could find solid receivers and serviceable receivers, but it's hard to find a good cornerback in this league.
It is.
Much harder to find a good cornerback.
Ask my Dolphins.
Oh, yeah. We don't even need to. We've seen it. Yeah, I think that team, and I think that South Division is going to be really, really competitive this year, too. I really think that AFC South, with Houston, with that defense, we've got Jacksonville, we've got Indianapolis. That could be one of the sneaky good divisions in all of football. What say you, Pearly?
I think they have the potential sitting right there, considering I honestly believe Buffalo's going to fall, is going to drop a little. I think New England will probably be there, but the Dolphins and the Jets aren't going to be worth much. Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. When you look at other things, and then you look at Denver could be a pretty good team. I don't think the AFC, while it's a nice league, I don't think it's and I think the AFC South will show that maybe 2 of those teams can make the playoffs.
I agree. I think it could be the same set, or we could swap a team out, because it could even be 3, because the Colts were right there before Daniel Jones was down. They were 8-2 on a run through the first 10 games. Speaking on the West, though, do we think that the Chiefs come back to reclaim that throne? Because I say they do.
Well, I don't know. When is Mahomes back? Is he going to be back for preseason or not for the season?
They're looking like they're pushing for week 1.
Okay.
With his recovery. If he's back a full season, whew, boy, Because I feel like the rust is going to be the main thing that once he shakes it off, he'll be top class.
I don't know.
Mahomes we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I think they're getting a little, in the words of your dad, long in the tooth.
Fair enough. I would hope so, too, because I don't want to see them win no more Super Bowl or AFC Championship or none of that. Let's have a glance at the NFC. Obviously, we have teams like San Francisco. Shout out to Mega. We've got the Seahawks, the defending champions, the LA Rams. You got Chicago, who was the upstart nice team last year, who went 11-6 and made a divisional round run.
We've
got Philly in the mix. But one division that we always glance over, the NFC South. Do you think that there could be any major improvement with the Panthers, Bucks, the Falcons, and the Saints this year, or do you think it's more the same?
Well, the Falcons got Tua now, so maybe they'll be...
No, I see regression with that personally, man. I don't know why.
That's probably going to be the weakest division in football next year.
For sure, 100%. Because last year the Panthers were able to win that division with an 8-9 record, and it's only because the Falcons beat the Saints for them to be able to advance on. So it came down to mathematics that the Panthers...
Well, amongst themselves, there's parity because they're beating up on each other.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, every team in that division is 8-9 or worse.
They beat up on each other. I think 3 of the losses came from each other on each team.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, they're rebuilding. It'll be interesting to see what Indianapolis does. It'll be interesting to see how much New Orleans has progressed.
That's what I was going to talk to you about as well, because I think New Orleans is a team waiting to come back from this long-dreaded rebuild. They have Kellen Moore as the head coach, who won the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator with Philadelphia. You've got Tyler Shuck, who showed great promise as a rookie quarterback last year.
Really did.
You've got Travis Etienne now, or Travis Etienne, however his name's pronounced, out there in New Orleans as their back. You've got Chris Olave some help because they drafted, I believe it was Jordan Tyson, or Jalen Tyson, one of the brothers, from the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the other brother was the standout receiver for Arizona State University. That Tyson kid, along with Chris Olave, I think that's really going to help Olave out in terms of not having to shoulder all the load as the number one and have a real threat to open up the offense. What say you?
You said it all. I have nothing to add to that one. If the quarterback continues to progress the way he did last year, they're going to be a good team this year. A Super Bowl contender, no. A playoff contender, yes.
Because the thing around him has been that, he came out, he was 25 years old when he came out, so he's 26 now, he's already getting older, and, quarterbacks don't even last that long, which is true and fair. But how he played as a rookie, very solid to me, and it just provides enough good years at quarterback for New Orleans to bounce back to the playoffs.
And because he's older, he's more mature. Maybe he would peak quicker than other quarterbacks,
right?
In his maturation on the field. So maybe he'll peak a lot quicker, and maybe that would be the answer that New Orleans needs until they find that person to take them in for another 10 years. Exactly. But I'm sure he give them at least 5-6 years.
I agree. I think he give them 5 seasons, and then they might need to find another guy. But I think 5 seasons for sure, up until age 30, 31. He could give them. Tyler Shuck, who was great last year, showed a lot of dual threat promise too. That was the great thing about him.
Yeah, he did.
Looks like that they can be very competitive. But the team that surprised me most last year was Tampa Bay, going 8-9, failing to make the playoffs. They've been a Super Bowl champion in recent years. They've made the playoffs a ton with Baker. And last season, through the first 5 or 6 weeks, Pearly, we had Baker up there in MVP talk.
Yes, we did.
He was playing that level of ball, and it just collapsed. They've lost their all-time great receiver, their legend, Mike Evans. He's now out there in the Bay Area with the San Francisco 49ers.
I cannot believe that.
Do we think that this team can retool and get back to that level? Because this division is so wide open and winnable this year. But how do they do it without Mike?
Because it's wide open, and because they got Baker, that's all that really matters. He'll find a way, and he'll find a receiver to get the ball to.
Well, Emeka Egbuka showed great promise last year, and they still have Chris Godwin, too. So that's the great thing.
And then if I remember correctly, they drafted a wide receiver.
Did they?
I'm pretty certain they
I'll
did.
have to go back and check their draft class. Yeah, that receiver I hope they do well. But I mean, Mike is Mike, man. Mike was doing things we had only seen Jerry do, and that's crazy when you and Jerry talks when you have 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards, and he started his career off that way. So it's been a continuous run. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in both those South divisions. We have to get to this commercial break, so we'll catch y'all on the flip side of the break. This is the Press Box. We got it locked and loaded.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the choice today at any KFC Nassau location.
Wait, you know what's going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school? He could do Junior in.
For what?
Well, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Penn. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me now?
Definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did I work?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the call go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back. Press Box here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is your boy Pearly, along with Stat Boy. Stat Boy,
yep.
Tampa Bay drafted a kid out of Georgia State called wide receiver in the third round called Ted Hurst, 6'3".
Okay.
Yeah, but it gives them a deep threat and a possession receiver.
We'll see how he progresses through the OTAs and the training camp. That's good for them.
Outside of that, they didn't pick another one up until the 7th round or 6th round. They did a couple of they had the edge rusher for number 1 and then the linebacker, and they got another cornerback as well in the 4th round.
Bucks like they've been making some moves to be back and contend.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. If those players time out, they should be all right.
They should. Absolutely, indeed. Someone we touched on a little bit last week, obviously, was C.J. Stroud. And, well, first off, we got to shout out the sponsors before we even get into the last half of the show. And we got a great 15-minute final to wrap up for you guys with the What's More Likely with Rich Eisen. Got to shout out the sponsors. We got KFC Nassau, the Island Game, the Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, and the Harborside Marine. Especially with the NBA Finals coming up, all those spots, great spots to catch the games. Obviously, Harborside Marine, that's where, you want to go on the boat, you want to go fish, you want to get all your gear and get all equipped up to go do that. Ain't nobody else but the Harborside Marine. And Green Parrot, Margaritaville PI, you could get great food, great drinks, great experience there. KFC Nassau, you could let them be the chefs for the weekend if you want to stay home and stay in. You don't even want to cook, just throw the game on. the Island game. That's where you play to win. So let's get into this last part. Obviously, last week we touched on C.J. Stroud and if he could get a possible extension or not this year. Because I feel like this is a prove-it year for him, and they picked up his 5th-year option. And what say you, Pearly? Do you think
I mean, I think they have confidence in him. The fact that they did pick up his 5th-year option, but sometimes teams would have already extended him. So I don't know if this is, hey, you got to prove it this year to show us that you get that extension.
Right.
But if they can take a chance and he have a great year, become a free agent, and they lose him. So that's the decision. It's a tough decision they have to make right now.
It really is. And we've got a great clip lined up from Rich Eisen on has C.J. Stroud earned a big extension from the Houston Texans yet. It'll be interesting to hear his take. Mr. Producer, let's get to that clip.
He's made the playoffs the last 3 seasons. Won a playoff game the last 3 seasons, TJ. C.J. Stroud. He's due to get paid. Is he thinking about a new contract? When is it going to come? CJ.
Handle it, and, if it's time to do it, then it is. If it's not, my job is football. So that's what I focus on, is just getting better. And I think I've held my bargain up on that edge. So, I'm, whatever happens. I'm excited to be a Texan this year and, go from there.
I forgot he cut his hair.
Cut his hair.
I forgot he cut his hair. I have a theory about that. I don't like when athletes cut their hair that they're kind of like known. Yeah, I don't like it. Like Allen Iverson cut his hair, power's gone. Carmelo, that first year he cut his hair, powers were gone. Trey Songz, Ludacris, Bow Wow, everybody when they got like that long hair that they known for and they cut it take a little bit for your powers to come back, man. And like Samson, so it's much more power to him because he's one of the quarterbacks that don't play for my team that I like. Took the world by storm.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it just shook me a little bit to see what his haircut. I got weird superstitions. TJ, you know this.
Do you buy that, TJ, that Stroud said he's held up his end of the bargain?
Yeah, that's a little dig.
I mean, look, he did not play well last year, right? We're all in agreement.
Well, the playoff game was pretty rough.
That was rough.
Against the Patriots. Yeah.
So, I mean, up until that, the first couple years, we were riding high on CJ. Yeah. And then it looked like he took a step back. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm telling you, man, these are a problem this year. That defense is scary.
Yeah, man.
David Montgomery, they've added him to the backfield. I mean, if I'm a Texans fan, I've got some hope. If I'm a Texans fan, maybe I'm thinking like, if the Knicks could do it, maybe we could do it. So who knows? But with that defense, brother, anything is possible.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Did he take that slump after he cut his hair?
I think the hair was already cut, though.
But he had a bad year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cut his hair. Cut his hair, bro. I'm telling you, man. Right. There's something to it.
Okay.
Because when you are somebody who grew out your hair, you are used to certain, like, it's just certain, your aura it changes when that hair is chopped off.
TJ, here's the thing.
Black people, bro.
Don't cut your hair. How long have you had your hair?
Since I was like 8 months old.
No, the hair that you have now.
Oh, the current hair. Well, I locked my hair in 1999.
Okay, have the Clippers or Sixers won a championship with your hair like that?
You know the answer to that.
For the record?
On the court.
For the record?
No.
Maybe if you cut it, you'll give your team some luck the other way.
Man,
that would make sense, right? But you heard what Ramona said. You heard what Shaq said. There ain't no chance. So, no, I'm not going to cut it off for them.
Mets.
Being mean.
The Mets. Me and Jake were just talking during the break. I haven't seen a Met game in probably 5 weeks. Cowboys, we're going to get it done soon. Don't worry about that.
Yep.
Cut your hair and give your team some luck. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and then what if I cut it and it stays par for the course? I'm just going to be mad.
Don't know if you don't try.
Taking hair advice from Chris Brock.
Isn't that wild? He hasn't had hair since he was 12.
24.
Oh, man.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end.
Interesting. They have that. I don't know, Pearly. Because after that playoff run last year, I would be hesitant to give him the big bucks.
I don't know, but he has been there for 3 years in a row. He's taken him to the playoffs every year. You're not going to find anybody else to replace him.
You won't. And I think it's just more about the progression in this game now. You've got to take that leap to make a deep playoff run, get to a championship game, because you've got a defense that is only retooled and gotten better. That defense will be menacing next year. And because, I mean,
so he just has to be a better team management. For Josh Allen. Josh Allen played great area and don't take Buffalo, but they're giving him the big bucks, aren't they?
They are. You're right. You have a point with that. But Josh Allen's been to a couple of championship games, and Josh Allen's played at a way higher level in the regular season than CJ.
He's never made it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, he hasn't. No.
He's always found a way to blow it, hasn't he?
That's a fair point. Oh, yeah. And I love it every time it happens. It's completely fair. But for a guy like him, it's all about the progression now because he has that defense in place. And Davis Mills, when CJ got that concussion last year, was able to step up in his place and lead the Texans to some big wins, coincidentally, against the Bills in that game. That's their defense.
All right, then.
Like, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what the Texans can do next year in that division like we discussed. And you know what? Now that the finals are upon us, I can't wait for NFL football. Because baseball will carry us over, and we have the World Cup, of course, but ain't nothing like the NFL now. So now I'm starting to get back into NFL mode. I think I'm back.
I'm good. I'm enjoying baseball. I look forward to the World Cup. I can wait.
Fair enough.
I'm like the one that said I don't eat all the food one time. I want to eat some now, eat some later, eat some later.
That's fair enough, yeah. We'll have our fix over the course of the summer 100%. Because that World Cup, and we're going to definitely touch on it when it's upon us and talk about the players and talk about the teams that could really be threats. You know I'm rolling with Spain all day, every day. But Brazil, I think they could really be solid. You've got Portugal, who's going to also be solid. This is Cristiano Ronaldo's last run.
Yeah.
This is also Lionel Messi's last run with Argentina, and they're the defending champions. It'll be great to see how they perform as well, because Argentina, gotten a little bit older, maybe they don't make the run that they did last 4 years ago.
They got a pretty easy pool, though. They got a pretty easy pool.
For sure, and they'll definitely make a run, but I don't even know if they could get to a final. Probably so. France is a team that's going to be threatening. You have England is not looking like the greatest this World Cup lap, but their fans are all going to tell you, because we got a large contingent of Thomas who will tell you it's coming home, up the three lions, this, that, and the third, but it hasn't happened in 60 years. So England fans, I'm still waiting to see it.
Yep.
I'm still waiting to see it. So
they always give a good run and then fade.
Before we get out of here, Pearly, you want to do some picks? Because we can pick the finals, we could pick the MLB, but I could already tell you my finals pick.
I'm picking. Let's wait for the finals. We'll pick game by game. We both know that you're going with the Spurs. I'm going with the Knicks. Your dad probably going with the Spurs. Your mother most definitely going with the Spurs.
She ain't going with nobody else. This is huge for her. It's been 12 long years and they're back. Like last time, that team had Duncan, Parker, Manu, Kawhi, Patty Mills. Like they had a solid squad. They retooled. Now, 12 years later, back in the finals, and it's such a quick turnaround, too.
Yeah, it's 12 years. Let's see what happens.
We definitely will. So, for Pearl, for Mega, for Naughty, this has been the Press Box. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to all our sponsors. We appreciate you guys so much. This has been the Press Box. We've got that great 15-minute wrap-up to take us home with what's more likely from Rich Eisen. Thank you all again for listening to the Press Box.
Ciao, ciao.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us us a call. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located at the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Mommy, guess what I did in school today? Hold on, sweetie. Mommy's sending a text. But Mommy, my teacher said that you're not supposed to text and drive.
Doing.
Oh, look, Mommy, the Smith twins. Mommy, watch out! In 2017, approximately 54 people died as a result of traffic accidents. A percentage of these fatalities occurred as a result while driving. Just taking your eyes off the road for 5 seconds can increase your chance of crashing. Remember, even the smallest voice counts.
Texan. Brought to you by UB Radio and Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Never say never, but never.
It's What's More Likely on a Friday, presented by Pella Windows and Doors. When it comes to your home, Pella
Yes, sir.
Windows and Doors always have the winning game plan. I'm going to read it right now anyway. That's why your neighbors trust them. Pella.com/Eisen. Okay, here we go. We've been hearing about it forever. June 1st is Monday. The more likely 2026 team for A.J. Brown, the Eagles, Patriots, or the field.
Oh, I'm taking the Patriots. You just wanted me to say it. You just wanted
Well,
me to
look,
say
you're
it.
hearing Chiefs and Rams rumors still. So, you got to put the field in there, Rich Eisen. You don't know. Someone might swoop them in.
I don't think
Adam
so.
Schefter saying the
I don't-
teams are not close on a deal.
Okay. All right. It's just a lot of singing and dancing.
I know.
Singing and dancing right now. I'll still say your Patriots pull it off. But so let me ask you, how do you answer this question?
I mean, I don't want to give up a first
How do
round
you
pick
answer?
for him. Do we have to give up a first round pick? I don't want to do that.
What do you care? What do you care? It's the second to last pick of the first round, right? You're going to make it again, aren't you? Second to the last pick of the first round. What do you care?
I don't know,
What do
Rich.
you care?
Have you seen Cake May these days? Looks like he put on some weight.
Cake May.
Got some muscle.
Oh, Cake
He's got some
May.
muscle. Cake May.
He
We
is
coined that
apparently in the
yesterday.
field at the American. He's apparently in the field at the American Century
Oh.
Championship next month.
Oh,
I will
you're
personally
going to see
eyeball
him.
Cake
Okay.
May. I will personally eyeball him. Maybe.
Tell him about our nickname.
So, yeah, I mean that's at least he's rumored to be in the field. I'll still say Patriots, but if it's the Chiefs, that would be wild. That would be apt, but I don't know. That doesn't sound like something that that the Chiefs would do.
I know, but we don't know. I mean, Rasheed Rice is like, what's going on with this guy?
I'll take the Patriots. I'll take the Patriots.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Rich, not sure if you saw the sound bites from the Minnesota quarterbacks this week. That was interesting.
did.
And
did.
weird. And we got some video from Browns camp. More likely to be the more interesting quarterback competition, Cleveland or Minnesota.
Oh, it's Minnesota. come on now. You're not, video is one thing or another about, and Shador and Deshaun Watson, it's youngster who got his shot after being drafted in the 5th round with a chip on his shoulder against Vet, who the team is already way monetarily invested in and may want to give a shot to for a new head coach. A quarterback whisperer coach who is 1 year removed from being coach of the year, and a young kid who got drafted in the 1st round, seemingly to get a shot, to the point where they let Sam Darnold walk to go win the Super Bowl somewhere else. And then Kyler Murray comes in, and you hear that it's being described. It's not like we go out together, we hang out together, we're playing video games together. It's like 2 teachers in a classroom. I'm on one side of the class, he's on the other side.
It's so bizarre.
Come on now, man. I think you have the answer to that question. There's no doubt about which is more interesting. Certainly the Vikings are also a team that you feel if they get the quarterback right, they can win their division and go deep, if not the whole thing.
I wish they were on Hard Knocks just to see how weird.
Oh man,
like that
wouldn't
was
that
so
be
awesome.
amazing?
Just to see the classroom setup?
Yeah, I just want to see how it's set up in the classroom.
Hilarious.
You know what I mean? All right. We've seen Rich Lamar Jackson's back at Ravens camp. He's talking about his contract. He's not talking about his contract. AFC North quarterback to be an MVP finalist this year. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson.
I'll go. How about both?
I knew you were going to do that. That is not the game. That was not an option.
What's more likely?
I said 2 quarterbacks in this topic bar are going to be MVP finalists. Yeah. That's right.
I knew you were going to do that.
I don't know. I'll go, obviously, with Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson here on that front. I mean, there's Jamar Chase and there's T. Higgins and there's an offense that he's been running. So I know Lamar's won MVP awards with a wide receiver room less decorated than the one that Burrow has. But I'll just take Joe Burrow if I have to choose one over the other. I'm curious to see what the Ravens' new offense looks like for real.
Yeah, agreed.
And they brought in a new OC from the Ben Johnson world, so that's going to be fascinating to watch as well. But for the moment, based on the information I have here on the final Friday of May, I'll go Burrow.
All this talk about A.J. Brown, there are some wide receivers still out there without a team. Free agent wide receiver likely to sign somewhere first. Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel.
Wow.
I'm still shocked these guys are having
some fantasy legends right there.
Amen to that.
I'm going to dart throw and say I'll dart throw and say Deebo. I'll dart throw and just say him. But that's going to be fascinating. Because if they're not some sort of, I mean, everyone's going to go through OTAs. These guys are probably going to go into August.
Yeah, seems like
and that is amazing. But I'll dart throw and I'll say Deebo. I have no idea.
A lot of touchdowns scored between those 3 guys. All right, Rich. We got a Game 7 this weekend. The most best words in sports, Game 7. But who's more likely to win the NBA Finals? Thunder, Spurs, or Knicks?
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, say it.
I will say it. 2 words. Bing bong.
Yeah.
That's for you, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
That's so
Bing bong.
2021, but we're bringing it back.
And I want that voice text on a text chain sent to everybody after every Knicks win in the NBA Finals. I want it.
I got you.
Okay, I will expect it. I need it. In all seriousness, though, they have their superstar in Jalen Brunson. They've got their 2 centers, one who can stretch the defense in Karl Anthony Towns. They've got Josh Hart, who does everything. They've got OG Anunoby, who's got a ring already and knows how to do it, who can also rebound and shoot threes. They've got Bridges. They've got a bench deeper than the one they've ever had, and they've got momentum, and they've got an offense on tilt, and a defensive mindset that doesn't appear to be that much different from the Thibodeau years. So why not them? Why not them?
I mean, in all seriousness, if I'm Oklahoma or Texas, I'm scared of those city slickers. All right, I don't know if I want to stay in a hotel in New York. I don't know if a fire alarm might be pulled. Those crazy Knicks fans, I'm scared. So they should.
I hear you. You know, my son Cooper, who speaks to a lot of his friends, and they want their hot takes brought to the Rich Eisen show.
I love that.
They were wondering, is Madison Square Garden the greatest home court or field advantage in any sport anywhere? And I thought that was an interesting question to ask. And you could make an argument that it is, just from its history, and the sounds are different in that building than other ones. But we'll find out. Obviously, we got to see who the Game 7 victor is, and then we'll start really drilling down to matchups. But yeah, I'll go Knicks. I'll go Knicks there.
All right, 2 more, Rich, and then we'll send you on your Kansas City way today. It's the take that won't quit. It's maybe the dumbest thing I've ever said. It was Overreaction Tuesday. I just want everyone in the comments to have that information.
Okay.
Ohtani did it again the other day. He threw 6 hitless, even though he gave up a run, and hit a home run. So more likely at his next start, Ohtani higher number home runs or runs allowed.
Wait a minute. By the way, this is a great question. Are you doing this now to sort of soften the blow of your terrible take? Now, it was an Overreaction Tuesday, so it's not like an actual take. Yeah,
actual take.
It's a take-ish, except for the fact that even when you're not doing that segment or in front of that microphone, in that chair, in this spot, on this show, you do say these things about Ohtani, that he shouldn't pitch anymore off camera. You do that?
They don't need him to win. They don't need him to pitch to win. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Says you.
I mean,
I'll go more Ohtani home runs. What would it be? Hold on a minute. What would it be? So he's won the last 2 MVP awards in the National League, right?
Yes. I said 2.
Okay.
I said 2 MVPs.
And then before that, he left the Angels as the MVP of the American League, right? So that's 3 MVP awards in a row, correct?
Correct.
For Shohei Ohtani. What would it mean if he doesn't win the MVP award this year, but wins the Cy Young instead?
Oh, that means he should stick to hitting. Like, I mean, what do you mean?
He doesn't win MVP, but he wins Cy Young instead. We will never see this again.
So
ever.
He'd be the best for playing, every 5th day instead of the best for playing every day.
I'll go home runs.
All right, last one. And Shay, I want you to be involved in this one. Rich and Shay, what's more likely to happen first? A legit Lakers championship or Den of Thieves 3?
Okay. When do we expect to see Den of Thieves 3 in a studio near you, by the way?
I mean, they haven't finished writing it yet. It should be they should finish writing it next year, and then we probably need a year to set up filming. And then after we film it, you need another year. So it's about 3, maybe 2.5, 3 years. So I mean, I'm going Lakers.
Well, hold on a minute. O'Shea Jackson Jr., you're missing, or we've glossed over what Brockman is